He's my faggy, Eric said right this minute, because God doesn't love people for the law of one all the time. It is the law of one all the time. Time. I think you understand people, don't you? Somebody said, sounding very enthusiastic Henrietta like. It was funny when I first became a psychic. I was like to Christina, do you think, like, do you need to think, like, she was like, of course I have to think as a spirit guide. Yeah, I'm telling you about the intelligence agency in the US government. Um, they were like, right, this is the story that they told me. They were like, now Christina's a multi-dimensional being, extraterrestrial, that is working in the with the U.S. government, and she's getting information from you. That's why you're here. And there were speakers all over Adelaide, everywhere I walked. That's what they told me, and that's how I could hear them. And they had a microscope camera in my eye and a my eyelash. God knows what would have happened if my eyelash fell out. And the UFOs abducted me in my sleep and put a camera in my fingernail, and that's how they could hear me. And that's why that's what they were doing, research. They were doing research. The US government harvested me for research. And that's why she was speaking through that's why she was working for the US government, and they were doing research on me. That's what I was told as a beginner psychic before they told me I was a medium. That's how what I was told. Because they needed that distance there from me before they could, because God said you were way too arrogant, Thacker. We couldn't tell you at the start that we were like in your head watching you. We had to be at a distance so that you felt comfortable and then get closer. That's the way that they did it with me. And they just eased my anxiety over time, because otherwise I would have been a mess. Like, I was such a private person, and knowing that there was like a camera on me and in my mind would have just freaked me out, and I would have like there were many nights where I actually went outside walking at 2 in the morning because I couldn't handle what people were doing, from knowing me telepathically or feeling like they knew everything about me and my existence. And I knew there was no way of getting out of it, and I was like panting up and down the street. That's what happened to me as a beginner psychic. It was very, very overwhelming, not to mention the situation I was in on Facebook. It really, really just rattled me. And so that's why God had to work with me bit by bit to basically open me up. So that was quite stressful, I can tell you that. But God had to push me to my limit so that I could grow. So yeah. But it was happening for ages, the psychic stuff. Like, I'd actually drive out of my house, park on the side of the road at night time, message Muhammad Fathan, and I could hear people in the houses just adjacent to my car saying, "Oh no, Ben, that's not it," sort of thing. After I sent the message, but it was other people, it was spirit people, and I actually thought it was those people in their houses watching the messages from Muhammad Fathan at the time I sent them. I thought I was that popular, like in society, where everyone basically knew everything all the time. So yeah. But it was other people sort of being with me because they didn't like the separation where I was this sore thumb outside of everybody. They didn't like it, and so that's why other people basically came and joined me to enlighten me and fill in the gaps, because they genuinely wanted to help Benjamin. In a different format to what other people were doing in Earthrealm. So I had this comprehensive understanding from different people, Earthrealm or otherwise, and obviously do my life purpose at the same time, because after I finished uni I was harvested basically for this work. This is basically God just scooped me from under my lap and took me. My last assignment I was doing at uni, and my spirit guides were there helping me with the last assignment. It was my higher self, Ben and Christina, working together when they said they were working through a speaker. They had them all around the universities. This was early, but I was a beginner psychic. And I was writing my assignment, and they were like, "Whoa, way to go, Ben! That's an awesome sentence." And they were like encouraged me as I was writing my last assignment on AI. And Judge Judy was there, and she was like, "Ben, I really like your writing." She was impressed with my writing, and she thinks your writing's really good. That's what she said. So that was really cool. And everyone was like, "Stop, Ben. You know, you just like." I wanted to keep working because I was impatient. And they were like, "Judge Judy's just giving you like a message over the speaker. Stop, because you have to listen." And so that's what I was doing like throughout my last assignment. That's what Christina and Ben were telling me, my higher self. And I just thought it was over a speaker, and I thought other people in the room could hear what was going on over the speaker. That's what I was thinking. Who can hear it? Who can't hear it at that time? I was just looking around because it's like my awareness was changing. And I was in the library, in the Bar Smith library, doing my assignment with other students, like sitting all around me, thinking there was a speaker in the university. Yeah, and then time went on, and then I got harvested. The minute I finished uni, I got swept up. And a lot of it happened through prayer, and that's why Florence King actually said to me, I don't think she'll mind me sharing this, her psychic journey evolved from prayer because she always prayed when she was going through like her difficulties, and that's the way her psychic path had actually unfolded. Because and so now God is helping, God said, now I'm helping people like in Florence King's voice, because now they're going to him, Florence King, him, for help. So, interesting, isn't it? I'm a breath of fresh air, people are saying, which is nice. Chicken salt. Sea salt, 60%. Garlic powder, 10%. Rice flour, onion powder, acidity regulator, yeast extract, ground paprika, black pepper, celery seeds, natural chicken flavour. Well, I tell you what, it's bloody nice, this chicken salt. I bought it at Aldi and I have it on my chips. It's really good. Guess I better get to Bilo in a minute. Not Bilo, Coles. Or Aldi for coffee, probably. Nerf gun you, alright, you, I'm hearing. From the gay population. Nerd and Nerf gun, apparently it goes hand in hand. They say Jai's a nerd, he's a mainframe man. How does that work? Think of his stiffy blowjob giver. He's not arrogant faggy, is he? That's what they said about Jai. He's our faggot, they said. Jai. He's not gay. That's what we're not. That's what we're not doodling. They're busy. They're a bit more. That's your innocence, isn't it? Facebook expression. That's what. That's what he isn't doodling. Is he now? And no, they said at the same time. I heard Henrietta in the background. I don't want to say what I thought she was. Ooh. Her intuition. That's her main freight intuition. Have to go now. She said, fuck you, but Henrietta doesn't care because she's too mainframe to even care about this topic. She likes mainframe people. That's why she doesn't care. So I have to go now. What? What? That's why she doesn't have good intuition. Because she doesn't care about intuition, people. She just does. That's why she does have good intuition. Right. Post this one. Post this main chain video? Yes, I think so.